Hello and welcome to On a Darker Note. If you're a weirdo like me, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. After the Great Depression, there was a rise in labour unions during the 1930s. Many studios had striking workers who mostly belonged to the Screen Cartoonists Guild. By 1941, the president of the guild had contracts with every major studio except for Disney. While Disney paid the most and had the best working conditions, workers were still not happy. There was a separation in staff perks, bonuses were suspended, and there were a lot of questions after the success of the 1937 Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs as to how the profits were split. Snow White made $8 million, which equates to $170 million today, and with these profits, Disney built a new studio, but staff felt it would have been better to split the profits amongst them. However, in 1940, the films Pinocchio and Fantasia massively flopped, forcing the company to make layoffs. But pay was not fair amongst workers, with top animators making $300 a week, and others just $12. These were all people who did the same job. It didn't make sense. The company also forced staff to sign 40-hour-week documents, despite working much more. Combined with no credits in the films to actual workers, tensions were high. Animators began meeting with the SCG to voice their issues, including Art Babbitt. Babbitt earned a higher salary and had worked not only on Snow White, but also the characters of Goofy and Donald Duck. While initially skeptical of the unions, Babbitt believed Disney was withholding bargaining powers for employees. He had real insider knowledge of the company to help his colleagues. But Disney did not see any issues and believed his workers should have been grateful for the new studio. In 1941, Disney refused to unionize the studio, gathering his employees and telling them there was no class distinction. Privileges were given to people who deserved them, and if you did not have them, work harder. This speech heavily backfired, with more workers following Babbitt, leading to Disney feeling betrayed by Babbitt personally, and firing him along with 16 other employees who were in the SCG. One day later, on the 29th of May, more than 200 workers went on strike, right in the middle of the production of Dumbo. Disney believed this strike was an act of communism and it would be unpatriotic to back down. This was a common retort in the 1940s to discredit your opponents. He also mocked the striking employees by depicting them as circus clowns in the movie Dumbo. His workers retaliated, producing humorous signs and carrying a fake guillotine with a mannequin of Walt Disney in it. Technicolor, Withams, and Path all refused to process Disney films in solidarity with the workers. The strikes came to a head when Disney went on a goodwill tour of Latin America. The union's business agent, Bill Pomerantz, contacted the State Department, arguing that Disney could not be a goodwill ambassador when his own staff was striking due to unfair working conditions and pay. The U.S. Conciliation Service struck an agreement between both sides, which included reinstating fired employees, including Art Babbitt, equal pay and salary structure, and a grievance procedure. However, upon returning, the striking workers were treated differently, and many ended up leaving. This included Babbitt, who left in 1947 for Leon Schlesinger Productions, which later became known as Warner Brothers. Disney wrote in a letter that the strikes cleaned house at the studios and removed employees he didn't need. He also blacklisted some strikers and went as far as removing Babbitt's name from the credits of Fantasia. Today, working conditions at Disney are still questionable, notably at the Disney parks. Do you think another strike could be on the cards? Let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.